We didn't score any points, so not very good. But that was a really good football team, so a lot of it I got to give credit to them in terms of how they played. But we had opportunities at times to make plays, and we just didn't. And at other times, they controlled the line of scrimmage. I thought they did a good job of taking away some of our outside weapons in terms of how they double covered people, and they challenged us to see if we were good enough to run the ball into their six-man box. And on Saturday, we were not. So that was credit to them. Obviously, some things we got to get better at, some things we got to improve upon moving forward. But that's a good football team, and they're going to win a lot of ball games. So we got to learn from the experience. We got to learn from the things we didn't do well, and build upon it, and get ready to play this week because we got a good opponent coming in here. Some positives. I thought Logan took another step in his progression in terms of his understanding, his poise and composure, and his decision making. I was pleased with that. I grade him every week on his decision making, and his grade has gone up each and every week. So for him to continue to improve and handle himself in that environment is good. We didn't have a lot of issues in terms of noise, in terms of our communication. I thought our guys handled that part of it really well. We had a couple false starts. I don't think it was necessarily the noise that caused it. One, they stemmed the front one time, and that caused us to jump off sides. And one, we just everybody went but our center. So from that standpoint, there were some good things that we were able to take away from that. But you got to play better. You got to play better across the board against a really good opponent, and we didn't do that well enough. You know what? He did. He's been a guy that's just kind of emerged. He missed most of the spring because he was still playing basketball. But you saw through the end of the spring and saw through the summer and really through fall camp his progression. And I think he started to establish himself as a really good receiver. He'll be one of the better ones in our league, and he's been a great compliment to Omar right now on that other side. So I feel great about that position. We'd love to get a few more guys back and continue to add to that mix, but that's a good group right now, and they're playing well. Well, I mean, it would have been easy to kick the field goal, but at that point in the game, it was, we wanted to try to get the ball in the end zone and score, and it was we felt like we were in a good position to do it. Obviously, they did a good job of what they did on that play to stop it, but you kind of get in that point of the game where it's how much do you want to show going forward, how much do you want to save. At that point, you're not going to win that ball game, so how much do you keep in your back pocket and save for next week that you maybe had in the plan, how much of it do you want to go ahead and show and put on tape. So it's a little back and forth that you juggle with in terms of the communication, and there's some things we had in the plan that we just elected at that point to save, and we'll use it going forward. So that's all I got for you on that.
What was the chance for Lane to get his first game action? What did you see
It
there?
was that part was great for him, to get your first college snaps in that kind of environment, and the way he handled himself. I thought he showed really good composure. He made some really good decisions, and obviously hit the one deep ball down the right side to Jay. I thought he did a nice job maneuvering the pocket on a few other plays. We don't want to turn the ball over. Was not happy about the pick. He was not happy about the pick, but there's a lot we can build off from him. And I think every chance we get to give guys like him opportunities to play, it'll help our football team going forward. There's no substitute for experience, especially at that quarterback spot. You've seen Logan's growth in the course of 3 games. So every snap we can get for the rest of those guys in that room, it's invaluable for our team moving forward. So I was glad we were able to do that and get some meaningful snaps for him.
So you guys use Ryan some early to kind of see how much you got. I mean, you kind of look ahead now with him, you good to go?
We feel like coming out of the game, there weren't a lot of issues offensively from that standpoint, from the injury standpoint. Obviously, another week of rehab and taking care of himself and getting himself prepared to play. Hopefully he's able to do a little bit more this next week. Credit to Isaiah stepping in there and really doing a nice job and running hard Chapman got some opportunities, Jamal Jones got some opportunities, so it created some opportunities for some other guys as the week went and as that game went. Got to get Marcel back, get him healthy, and get him rolling. He's obviously a difference maker in that backfield, and we welcome his presence. I'll let Coach Anderson handle the specifics on the injuries.
But having, Marcel out for, Saturday, Johnny was missed 3 games, Ryan banged up, Jacob Silva banged up, the starting center, how concerning is that?
Well, football's it's a physical game, and you're going to get bumps and bruises, and it's a game of attrition, really. You look across the country, it's not unique to Arkansas State. There's a lot of teams in probably a lot worse shape than we are right now, and it creates a mentality of the next man up. Somebody's got to step up. Ryan stepped up last week in a big way for us out at UNLV, and we're going to need to continue to have guys step up throughout the course of the season to pick up the load, and that's where you develop your depth. You develop it through training camp. You got to continue to develop it through the season. And, obviously the redshirt rule, those guys, being able to play in 4 games and still be able to redshirt helps you to utilize the depth on your team and not put those guys in a tough spot. But, for the most part, I think we're going to get a lot of these guys back. How fast or how soon will be determined. But the next guy's got to be ready to go. And sometimes it creates opportunities for guys that they may not have gotten. There's a lot of stories out there of guys that were second or third string in the depth chart, never played, and all of a sudden they got their opportunity. I mean, Tom Brady was an afterthought in the NFL until Drew Bledsoe got hurt, and Tom Brady never left, So what we tell the quarterbacks that story all the time. When you get your opportunity, take advantage of it. But you can't wait for your opportunity. All of a sudden, it's my turn now, I'm going to get ready. You got to get ready for your opportunity, and you never know when that's going to be. And that's the message we'll continue to preach to these guys is you got to be ready when your number's called. And so far, I think our guys have done a good job of that.